Happy New Year's Eve. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm going to be glad to get rid of 2020. Of course, who knows what 2021 is going to be like, but if 2020 has taught me anything, it's been that I need to be a lot more prepared for what might be. So we're talking about getting at least 2 more large freezers to go into our basement so that we have room for a beef, for many reasons, you know. I mean, eventually it'll be time for Gus to go the way of a beef cow or steer, but if something should happen to one of my beloved girls and they go down during calving, I don't want that meat to go to waste. That would not be doing an honor or respect to any of my animals. So we would just need to have room for a beef. We're expecting an ice storm tomorrow, New Year's Day. So we got to get everything done today and tonight. But you know, I've said this before, this is what we spend all year preparing for, is the winter storms. Because if we don't, we get caught unawares, and then we don't have enough heat because we didn't prepare. We don't have enough clean laundry because we didn't prepare. So just a lot of things, just being in preparedness, you know, it's always a good thing. Hi guys. Alright, this is gonna be interesting because I moved my cows so they now have access to the middle stall. So that's going to be interesting because I need them to be in this stall so that I can move Mama out here for milking. We'll see how this goes. Pretty Mama! Valentine! Come on, sweetie. Mama! Pretty Mama! Come on, sweetie. Alright. Come on, Mama. There's a good girl. Yeah, you figured it out, didn't you? Alright guys, let's give you your stuff in here. You're alright, sweetie.
The boy kitty
Socks.
So, I can send that out on family.
Yeah,
so like,
fine.
hey, this is the cat. If you see him,
Just be aware he's trying to make himself at home.
Yep. And he's a very experienced contact.
Yep. He's more on the dangerous level.
Yes, but what I mean is he's not afraid to defend himself.
No, but I don't think he's going to be a problem as long as we don't try to pretend that, oh, he's friendly. No, he's not. Are you able to close it behind me? I need to go check the cow's water. Make sure that that's filled up today. I already emptied out the hoses yesterday, So as long as the faucet is working, I can fill their water today. Wow, there's so much ice on this driveway. Check that out. That is just solid ice. And my boots, even with a great big huge amount of tread on them, is still slipping and sliding.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
That's what Dad says to do. And let's find as much rough patches as you can.
And just be careful how you place your weight.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna stop here, go check water.
Alright, I'll get you set up inside.
Thanks.
Yep.
So what I did yesterday is the holding pen, as you've seen on some of the other videos, has just been so rough. It's been hard for the cows to walk. So I wanted to give them an alternate route into their stall, which they have definitely they're showing me that they prefer it. So the Energizer used to be out there in the corner out there, but now I've moved it right there, and it actually will get more sunlight than it did, you know, elsewhere, because there's a tree where it used to be. But this allows me to control the power for my Energizer for my fence without having to actually walk into where the cows are. I can test the fence, I can make adjustments as needed right here. We put in rebar. You can kind of see those two little posts right there, rebar, for ground rods, and we managed to get them in right before the hard freeze that we are dealing with now. Everything is frozen, so it's a good thing we got things set up when we did. And I tested everything yesterday, and everything was running at about a 7, so that'll keep our friendly little bull in. So we call this area right here in the front the meadow, and only because it's really, really beautiful. The grass is gorgeous, full of clover, healthy, just a beautiful area. And then so this is one pasture area, but we primarily use it for new cows that we're introducing into the herd, or mom and baby. So that's primarily what that pasture is used for. But we needed a way to be able to open all of this up so that we can get our tractor into the back. So I've got a gate built right here in the front, and it's just, this whole meadow is lined with aluminum wire, and I've been very, very happy with it so far. It's been working beautifully. And then the gates are just used with poly wire. So I can just remove this little temporary post, pull it up, and slide it out. And that's not a problem because the holes are kind of frozen and the posts have been moved many, many times. So that's not a problem. And then I've got this other gate out here right next to the water bucket there. That's just 3 hooks that connect to the wire on the other side. But the main reason for moving the Energizer here where I did is I needed, wow, check out that bull. He looks kind of scary, doesn't he? I needed a way to make sure I've got power to the whole perimeter of my fence. And the only way to do that was to move the Energizer someplace where it would be able to connect to everything, because where it was before, back there, once this gate right there was disconnected, then I don't have any source of electricity to power everything else. So we moved it here, up in the front, and now it powers everything up to the barn and all the way around. And because I don't have my pasture split right now, it's pretty basic. I've learned a couple of things about this poly wire. I really, really like the poly wire, but it's not very durable. At the same time, it's reusable. If you take care of it, it's very reusable. You can just untie it like you would a rope and wrap it up in a spool, put it away, and reuse it again. However, it breaks easy because it's mostly just little plastic threads with a few, I think this one is 6 little aluminum wires that are about the width of a hair, human hair. So not the best, but they're very, very flexible, forgiving, and you can do so much with it. And it's wonderful. I am at the point now where I'm ready to start doing the whole pasture in the aluminum wire. I've been very pleased with that. And I learned something else. Don't do barbed wire. And maybe that's just me, but my cows are little. My biggest one is Daisy, and she's still considered a smaller, mid-sized standard Jersey. She's my biggest one. The rest of them are very short, which is perfect for our homestead. One of the things that they do is they'll flick their tails around and grab the barbed wire and then rip it. Well, then it bounces and it gets tangled up in the electric line, which then causes my electric to go down because it's grounding out. So I am better off just taking off all of the barbed wire. It's a whole lot easier to get in and out of the fences too. If I have to make an emergency exit, because my cows are wanting to play, not because they're dangerous, but because they want to play, and I want to get past the electric, I just need to get through the electric lines instead of also trying to figure out getting through the barbed wire. But I think that's going to be a project for the spring. Right now I've got 3 aluminum wires on the meadow pasture area here. I do want to do 4, maybe 5, because our calves are very, very little, and when we had Charlie, we watched him just go right through poly wire because he was so little he was able to fit underneath it. Lesson learned. So we'll do the aluminum wire, which does seem to have a little bit of a harder hit for the cows. So I like that because with their thick fur, I need something a little heavier hitting than just poly wire. And so I'm going to do 4, maybe 5 strands of aluminum. And the other thing I need to do is I have an old fence that separates us from our neighbors. Back over there, you can kind of see it a little bit. And our bull likes to scratch himself on those old posts. Those posts are probably 50 or 60 years old, so they're starting to rot at the bottom. The only reason that they're still standing is because of the cattle fence that's, still there. And I've got electric wire strung at the top because I thought that's what you do. Well, not with these little cows. They don't touch the top. If you think about how they move, and here's a good example. Mama cow moving, they move with their head down. So even when they're wanting to go someplace, you can see how high up their nose is. That's where I need to put an electric wire. It doesn't need to go 4 feet up into the air. It needs to go about 1 foot, 2 feet, and 3 foot. Because our cows can already see that there's a fence there. But as they come up to it, they're going to want to smell it. That's where the electric comes in. See, even our bull, there he is. He's just checking it out, making sure that it is on. This is still kind of new to him. Got the best cows in the whole world. I love them. I need to go check to see if they've got enough water, and then fill up their water container. Kind of watching Dalton. He is chondro. He's a miniature Dexter. Sweet as pie. I love this guy. But he kind of swaggers. I just want to make sure that that swagger is bull and not chondrodysplasia affecting his hips, his back hips. So we're just going to kind of keep an eye on all of that. What you looking at, Mama? I'm a pretty mama. So for anybody wanting to get a bull, I highly recommend the Dexter. And I'm sure you've seen, if you haven't, go check out Art and Bree. They've got a Dexter bull, and he's a good guy. But, you know, it's really important to remember that a bull is a bull. They are dangerous. But if you do choose to get a bull, I would recommend the Dexter. Stay away from the dairy, and stay away from the Angus. I've heard good things about the American Milking Devon or the Red Devon. Heard good things about them. But I really like the Dexters. They are a really good dual purpose, even possibly triple purpose breed animal. And the combination between, see, here's my big girl. She's as big as they get. Hi, Daisy. Pretty girl. Are you my pretty girl? Yeah, you're my pretty girl. I still think she's part horse. But anyway, the Dexter is a good breed to go with. Dual purpose for meat, for milk, and even triple purpose for plowing, hauling, working. They're just a really good, stocky, strong animal, but they're gentle-mannered. You know, if you steer one of these bulls, castrate it, you've got a good working animal, especially if you train it. But anyway, he has not bred any of our girls that we are aware of. And like I said before, I still have my suspicions about Rosie, but we'll see. What you looking at, Daisy? You are just so curious. You are so funny. What are you looking at? Huh? What you looking at, pretty girl? Mama, you're standing there like you're waiting patiently for me to come and give you water. Well, as soon as Mr. Syracuse decides to go someplace else. Hey, Dalton, I don't like the way your foot is looking, sweetie. Yeah, you need your hooves clipped. At least that back one there, anyway. Okay, I need to go check their water and keep the day going. Yeah, because we've got to prepare for the storm. So just based on how deep Daisy's having to put her head into the water, I can tell I need to fill it. But it's not real bad yet. Gonna kind of wait until the boys get back with the animal feed and then give them some treats in the barn. That'll draw them in there, keep them busy for a while, and then I can run the hose out here to fill their tank up. I want it really, really full. I emptied the hose yesterday, walked it twice, and the second time I didn't get anything out, so I know I emptied it. Oh man, this ice is very dangerous, but the worst thing about this driveway is that as soon as it melts, it is a muddy, mucky, can't get out of the driveway mess. So, cue the music for another project we have to do on the farm. So, I'm getting on, trying to build a website, business website for Providence Acres. I have a friend who's very, very good at it, and I would love to use her. I just can't afford her, and she's worth every dollar that she charges. She really is. I just can't afford it right now. Perhaps down the road I can ask her to update the website or just rebuild one for me, that's fine. But for right now, I'm working on building it, and I'm going to try to have a section in there that's going to be kind of backdoor-ish. So as soon as I get that updated, I'll copy the link onto my videos. Some of the things I want to include on it are health things for Hashimoto's, things I've discovered, just my own thoughts, a little bit of blogging, although I am not a blogger. But just different insights that I'm learning as I go along with things. We will include step-by-step information on building the new greenhouse that we're hoping to put in. It's going to be along the Anna White, kind of the Anna White design, but just, I think hers is 10 by 12, and I think I want mine about 20, 10 foot wide, about 20 feet long, just because I've got a big family, and I want to make this farm profitable, so I would like to have vegetables that I can offer, you know, year-round, or almost year-round anyway, not up here in Michigan where it gets down to the single digits for the high. Year-round gardening's not really all that feasible. So that's going to be one of our projects this spring.